Good morning, good day, and good night, fellow Anchorites, and welcome to Chaos Chronicles. I'm Jordyn, and this is my co-host, co-pilot Dustin, and we're discussing all things Disney's Marvel and Star Wars universe. No matter where in the galaxy you are, get yourself a blue milk, a nature gel, gal, or a radium slice, and prepare for takeoff because we have a lot of things to discuss in today's episode.
Hey! Hello, everyone.
Woo!
Welcome to the first episode of, Chaos Chronicles. I'm Dusty, and that's Jordyn, and we're here to discuss the first two episodes of the Skeleton Crew. Here
It's
we
a
are,
double
Jordyn.
feature.
A double feature that dropped early. Disney really threw one on us. So
Not
yes,
today.
so first episode, this could be a real adventure. How did we feel about it? Let's just like start off with opening thoughts about how this started the series.
I really enjoyed the start to the series.
Mhm.
I could do without some of the characters, and we won't get into it. But yeah, uh,
Yeah.
I don't remember what is this. I keep forgetting the name of this planet that nobody knows.
At Atten?
Atnin,
There? It's like at
Atatak,
Atten.
Akadatek.
It's very difficult to say. Too much going on. It's
Maybe
at
we won't have to say it
AT.
much longer.
Honestly, please. It is ATATTIN. At Atten.
It's weird too because like it's giving the ATATs.
Yes, it's real. I don't know. I think the planet we're on is a miss with the pronunciation because it's hard to freaking say. It's a mouthful, especially Atten. I'm like, "Ugh," I feel like I'm choking. But yes, I also thought it was a pretty good opening. We started out with like these pirates running amok, busting into this ship that we have no idea what's on this ship. But it turns out there ain't much on it. So my question is for you. I have a question. Why do we think the crew of the ship that the pirates were busting into, and there was a lot of pirates, there's a frick ton. Why didn't the crew surrender? Why what were they protecting? I want to know your thoughts on that.
I felt like maybe that particular ship was a decoy ship.
Mm,
So they were looking, obviously, like they knew the ship was there.
right.
So I'm wondering if it's potentially the ship itself was a decoy.
That's a good that's a good point. I didn't really think about that, and it really could have been because we found out there's not much on this damn ship.
Not
They
much of
found
anything.
right, which was I when I was rewatching it earlier, I was kind of confused of like why the crew of the ship that the pirates were taking over, what were they doing? Like they were like going, they were risking their lives, and for what? And for what?
I think we'll kind of, as this next 6 episodes go, I think we will see possibly what they were protecting
hmm I hope
or
so because
decoying away from.
right, I hope so because I originally thought when we watched it together last night that there was going to be like somebody in that behind the vault or whatever you want to call it that they opened up. I thought there was going to be like a person, like an individual they were trying to protect, but then we found out
But
there's nothing in it but one credit.
but how did this ship get to Akanik?
Is
Adabadabada.
I don't know if it's the same ship or not.
I think it
That
might be.
that really though, because the pirates broke into the ship. They had like three like arms, I want to call them, where they like came out of that busted into the ship. And when we see the ship later on, that the kids find, we'll get to that, but it wasn't busted up. So I don't think it was the same ship. But I don't know. I'm confused. I hope we find something about the ship at the beginning.
I think it was just because what was his name? The droid?
Oh, SM-33.
SM-33 was on the ship that we seen at the beginning. I'm pretty sure of.
Was he? I didn't get that. Now I'm gonna have to go back again and watch it again because I'm unsure. And if it is the same ship,
But well,
I'm very interested to see if we get more of whatever that was. And there was one character specifically from the opening scene that I wonder if we'll see again is like that masked man.
I thought we seen him in episode 2.
Did oh did we? Because
At
all
that
I
pirate port, on that spaceport, I thought I seen.
ooh,
It's not fully.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go back and look
Yeah,
because when I rewatched it, I only remember seeing. I did see a couple characters that we saw at the beginning in the
like
second
that
episode.
fox-looking guy.
Yeah, the Wolfman looking
Yeah.
character. I don't remember what species they are, but yeah, him and there's a couple other characters within that posse that came out. But we will definitely get to that because that was crazy in itself. But going on from in episode 1, we meet our one of our main characters, Wim, and his dad. And the dad's a little sus to me. Who leaves their like 13-year-old kid or younger by themselves all day? Can we discuss this? Like what's going on there?
The absence in not only Win, but the dad. Not so there was the dad, Win's
Mhm.
parent. Mommy's dead. It's Star Wars. Always supposed to be
Allegedly.
one, allegedly. And then the mom of Fern.
I was like,
I couldn't think of her name for a second there. I was trying to blank. She was the proctor, right?
mhm, mhm.
So it seems like mommy is also like not as absent, like not in.
Not in Fern's life, like the mother
Yeah.
isn't in Fern's life either. And I got that too. Like I noticed the same thing that we're missing the mother figure for Wim and the father figure for Fern, but neither parent of either of these characters, which are our two main characters, yeah, they're missing a parent. So they're both like, I feel like they're both kind of
And we didn't
similar.
meet what was her the
KB,
other girl,
KB.
KB. They didn't show us her parents,
No, not at all. We got
but
Neil's entire family
Neil's family
is
seems
adorable.
to is, seems to be the only one active.
And they, yeah, they're fully intact. He has 3 siblings, 2 of twins. That family's just adorable, and I love Neil's character is so cute. I literally can't with him.
So my
Like,
thing with Neil's family, I find he yes, he's annoying,
yes,
but he makes up for the annoying with how cute he is.
yes, he,
So
yes,
I'm less annoyed by him.
I agree. He is annoying at times, but he's very cute. And not only that, um, for me, that really gets me is that he's a really good friend to Wim, like
Hmm.
a very genuinely like best friend, and that like pulls out my heartstrings a little bit. So his annoyance that he does come with kind of gets diminished because of these other factors.
Yeah,
Like there's a
unlike
part,
some people.
unlike some people, yes. There's one part just quickly about Wim before we can move on to that annoying character. There was a part after the talk about the assessment test where he and Wim are walking out of school, and he does mention that he will purposely fail for Wim the assessment test.
Yeah, he's like a ride or die type of friend.
Super ride or die. And when we watched it together, I actually missed that line, but I really thought that was like the cutest thing. I wrote it down here with a little heart beside it because that just like made my heart. I can't. I love this little character. And I hope nothing better happened to him or I will probably cry. But yes, let's talk about Wim. Let's talk about Wim.
Miss, here's Wim. That was another thing, like with their friendship. I thought it was they broke the fourth wall quite a bit.
They did.
Like, oh, here, let's pretend to be having a lightsaber fight.
Right, and I did actually write that scene down
And
because
then,
it broke it. It broke it. It was weird.
so Niels, he had like the imaginary saber,
Yes.
but then Wim, it looked like he had an old saber.
Yes, I actually when we watched it last night, I really thought that it was a real saber, like just an
It
old one.
and I don't. It kind of looked like I would have to go back and like detailedly look at the saber itself, but
Hmm.
it looked very similar to Luke's saber.
Really? I'm googling Luke Saber real quick just because I want a visual here because I forget what his looks like. Let's look. You're right. Yes,
Yeah.
it did have a resemblance to that, which I wonder. See, that's a and not only that, the toys that Wim was playing with,
The little lightsaber, like the little um
that
action
figures.
figures.
Mm-hmm. Which now that you
They
bring
were
up,
giving me they kind of reminded me of those old, I think it was like Keener.
yes, yes. Keener, yeah, Keener's a brand of that makes toys.
I think it
I
was
think.
they reminded me a little bit of those action figures from my
Mm-hmm.
childhood.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually a good point. And not only that, what you just brought up about Luke's lightsaber, okay, so to me it gave like Darth Vader and Luke because one was a Sith with a red lightsaber, and then the Jedi had a green lightsaber, which is crazy that you brought up, and that lightsaber toy that
That
he had
makes
does
me
look like Luke.
that makes me wonder if it was subtle foreshadowing that
Yes, that's what I'm
maybe we
thinking.
will see them both with real ones.
I That's what I was going to bring up. We can talk about that more when we talk about episode 2, but we're going to put that on the back burner because I agree. And what was I going to say? Oh no, it's gone. She went away. Oh, I'm what do okay, this is are Jedi even really like liked anymore at this point?
This
This
was
pl-
around the Republic, right?
yeah, the New
Yeah.
Republic.
So if we think about probably who would be a, I'm trying to think, is this before? I remember reading somewhere that it was set somewhere after, I don't know if it was, I thought it might have been after Return of the Jedi, but I'm not 100% sure.
Let
I
me
think we would have to like fact check that just because I'm not
I'm
sure, but I
going
even think
to
we've seen something similar talking about it in the opening credits
mhm.
of thy
Excuse me.
episode.
Yes. I don't remember what the credits said exactly.
But it was something about the Republic. No, I don't remember if this is after or before.
It. Hmm.
Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What we definitely obviously found out is Dad has got to be in some type of government
Yes.
job,
Yeah. Well, we
right?
know he does. I wrote down his. Wim mentions during the scene when they're talking about the exams that his dad does system. He's a system coordinator. So I don't know what that means, but he did say that. But I don't know exactly what that means. It's very odd.
Because judging by where it is in the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
could that actually, do we know what happened to Luke Saber?
Oh, you're getting my brain all wrapped up. I haven't watched the old films in a while. Do we? No, right? Doesn't he have it? Because he came in Mandalorian, right? And
Yes.
doesn't he have it?
But is it a new saber? Is it an
Could be.
old
It could
saber?
be. It could
The
be.
reason I'm asking is because it potentially could mean that maybe that is a real saber.
Maybe. I would be very in awe if it ends up being a real saber later. I think I think that Wim is force sensitive. So I
I
think
100% he is. He's very, and there they go with the foreshadowing too. He was like, "Don't you want to be a Jedi?"
yes, yes. Wim literally basically says he wants to be a Jedi. And everyone laughs at him. This planet is
One
odd.
other thing I noticed about episode 1 also while you're looking,
Hmm.
there is this is I don't know if I've seen, there was a little Easter egg. There was a droid. I don't know what the make of it is, but he drove the Star at Star blah, 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 Disneyland at Star Tours. There was
Hmm.
a robot that used to drive the Star Speeders,
Oh.
but so when they upgraded Star Tours, the droid was repurposed elsewhere on Disney property,
Hmm.
and he is now DJ Rex at Olga's Canteen. Olga's Canteen in
Uh-huh.
Galaxy's Edge,
Uh-huh.
but that was the same. That was the same. I don't think it's like the actual same, but that was the droid that was driving the school bus thing.
Yes, you're right. I didn't even put that together. I remember you mentioning something last night about the droid that was driving the bus, but I don't think I caught it. But that's interesting.
It.
Poor.
I think it's like it's a cute little Easter egg. I think it's probably. I don't think it's the exact same droid.
It's just the same model.
It's the same model.
Right. There's a bunch of already Easter eggs in episode 1. We got the lightsaber toy. We got the what I'm going to consider a Luke Skywalker and a Darth Vader toy. We got the bus driver's droid. There's so much going on already that we're catching that I'm like, what did we miss? Did we miss something? Because I loved the blue
Also,
milk. I loved the blue milk.
we love the
Just
blue
saying.
milk.
That was
That
funny.
that um scooter star speeder.
The ones that the girls have, or the one that
Yeah, the ones
right.
that girls have were very reminiscent of Return of the Jedi
Yes, they were.
in on Endor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did bring that up, and I agree. And I don't. This has to be around the same time, right? Or is Atten just like old timesy? I don't know, because looking at this planet from what we've seen of it, it looks very modern city, suburbs. Like it looks like they
It's like
live in the suburbs.
it's like space suburbs.
Yes.
Like it it was really giving off um the Goonies, like the 1980s. It was a
Hmm.
very 1980s vibe to like the houses, the way that the
Right. It definitely was something, and
and
I
the
don't.
layout of the houses.
And the layout of the houses, the whole planet gives me weird vibes. And then you don't get to see the night sky. I don't know if you ever caught that because I mentioned it to you last night. There's a scene
I
where it
don't know if
shows
I did.
the night sky, but it's like a foggy, grayish cloud like over the entire sky, and it has like layers of like red lights. I don't know if there's a I don't know what this planet is hiding from or why it's like hidden, but I think it's completely off the map from what we've seen so far.
Yeah. Well, I remember like the currency of the money seemed to be worth a lot.
Mhm.
Like the credits were worth
Because they
a
were old
lot.
credits. They were like old Republic credits, which makes me feel like is this planet just like old timey because it has the old Republic droids, the old Republic like motor vehicles like the girls have or the boys have. The boys have more like a bike. But I'm just this planet very intriguing and I want more about it, but I don't know if we're gonna get much more
What
about it
made
right now.
the one thing about this planet too, like what made Win go to Old Jedi Temple? Like,
I well, he thought he found an old Jedi temple.
yeah, but like,
thought
where did that come from?
I don't know what was playing like on his like tablet thing. Like that is where it came from, but I don't know what it was. It a book? Was it a
Okay,
game?
so I think what he had on the data pad, I feel like it was a like a children's book of some kind
Yeah, that's what I would thought
because
too.
he had mentioned where he was like, "Will you read me a bedtime story?"
Yes. Mm,
So I'm
mm,
wondering if the book on the data pad, I wonder if it came from his mom, maybe.
maybe.
But he
And
was
then
very, but it was like it was, it was very much a tale about Jedi.
yes, which
That's
makes
what
me
I could
think.
gather.
Which makes me think. Oh my god! Ah, there's so much shit going on in my head right now. So now that you just brought that up, A, yes, I do think it was a book. B, first before I even get to my mind blowing thought right now, how did we feel about his dad telling him, or basically telling him, that he's too old for bedtime stories? When, like, when he lost his mother, however that may have been.
So my relationship with dad, I think losing his mom had to have been, I feel like it might have been recent.
Hmm. Right.
And why don't you just read him the fucking bedtime story? Because he's
Uh,
clearly going through something.
right. Right. I agree. That's what my thought was too. I'm like, why don't you just read the book? Why you got to make that snarky comment? Like, your son's obviously missing his
And
mom.
my other thing about that is why you're one to talk, you're not around.
Right. Right. Like, I don't know what the dad's situation is. Like, does he resent his son for his like the mother's disappearance? I'm gonna say disappearance right now because we don't actually know what happened to her.
It's
But
all very suspect.
it's here's my mind blowing thoughts. So we both think that Wim is force sensitive,
Yeah.
and this book is about Jedi. Do we think his mother was maybe a Jedi or force sensitive as well?
You know, now that you bring this up, I could see that.
I see it too, which makes me think maybe she's not dead. Maybe she left the planet to go do something, and then maybe, I mean, I'm assuming this is the New Republic, so it had to be. It's after Order 66. After all that, I'm assuming Jedi are probably aren't perceived very well. The ones that are alive still.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably
she's
not.
hiding. Maybe she's hiding. I. This is crazy to me now. Now that
And
you mentioned that,
maybe the mom is in hiding. And maybe he resents.
his son for that because
Yeah.
maybe his dad knows his son is also force sensitive.
Hmm.
This is a very good conspiracy theory.
Sidetrack this whole entire thing.
Sidetrack everything. Conspiracy hour. The dad in Wim's mom is a freaking Jedi. But let's put a hold on that. Let's talk about the girls. We haven't talked about them yet, really. How do we feel about them? We see them first when they are being a
Her is
badass.
giving me Sabine Wren vibes.
Hmm.
I just like she's spunky.
Right. Definitely.
I so when it comes to the girls, I like both of them.
Same. Same. I think.
Now, women, mm, maybe this will help him grow. You know, maybe, maybe this is what Wim needs.
Maybe because they're kind of checking him a lot, the girls, specifically Fern. But
They outsmarted the shit out of the boy.
well, yes, I think the girls together are like big brain energy. I think KB is the brain of all of them. I think she's very intelligent.
I want to know what the glasses do.
I want to know what that means or is as well. I almost thought she was like an alien species, and that was
Okay.
like, but she isn't. Because she isn't the
No, and she
species
keeps sliding the visor up, down, up.
right. Because
So
what
I
is
have a hunch that she's probably, those are some kind of tech goggles.
hmm
So they, maybe they're like X-ray, and that's what she's using to like hack shit.
maybe. I do want to know the goggles and what they are doing. I hope we get that information too because I first thought, what is the species that I'm thinking of that I thought she was when we watched the trailer? Oh, it starts with an M, I think. The blind species. They're like humanoid, but they're not. What is here? Hold on, let me figure it out.
It
Da,
would
da,
have
da,
been
da.
more help. I kind of wish we would have seen KB's family,
Right.
just because I think it would have given us a better outlook as to what was it? Like, what do those glasses do? Because
hmm
if her whole family had them, then you could be right.
Right. I can't think, but those I can't think
But
of
the
the
way she kept
species.
flipping them up and down makes me think there's some kind of like X-ray vision or
Yeah.
something on those lines.
Mhm. It's I feel like you're right. I think you're on to something real that it's like expanding her sight some way.
Mhm.
Uh, but yes, I want to know. I hope. Oh, excuse me. I hope we find out. But I also liked both of the girls. Now, I did have a question. Do we think that Fern, when she was telling the story to the boys about the Jedi temple that Wim found,
Mhm.
do we think that she is ate that shit up? Do we think the boys got played? Or would you have believed the story if you were that young as well?
They got played.
Oh my god, how did that played? The girls ate down. They ate that down.
They manipulated the situation to their benefit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna see a lot of iconic
I
behavior.
also think that, like, the guy, I wonder if Daddy's now regretting the stories. Like,
Right.
he's gonna, he is going to be very, um, I think, I think it's gonna like fuck Daddy up a little bit.
I agree. I definitely
Now,
agree.
why episode 1 did leave a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, also, how hankering back to our get to know us,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would survive. I think my odds keep getting worse by the more I see. I don't think I
Yes.
could survive in the Star Wars universe.
No, me either. I would never. I wouldn't want to live. The Star Wars universe is a very dark place. Very dark. Lots of shady shit goes on everywhere. People just disappear. You don't know where they went.
They're
Gone.
gone.
Like they're gone. You don't know if they died. Did someone snatch them up? There's so much crazy shit. I wouldn't survive the Star Wars universe. I would actually be terrified to live in the Star Wars universe.
Uh, like, I don't know if I think this planet has left me with more questions than answers.
I agree.
And that,
Definitely agree.
and we're leaving the planet.
Yes, I want
So,
to jump right into the leaving the planet. We're leaving the planet, girls.
where did this random starship come from?
Right. How long has it been there? Because it's under a good bit of foil it. There's like plants, trees all growing on top of it.
Also, the droids with the like one eye,
I dislike them. Dislike
you know
them.
what they're giving? Big Brother.
Yeah, yes. And
Someone is always watching.
I actually had a comment written down somewhere. I'm not seeing it right now, but don't you feel like something weird is happening on the planet where these droids are like consistently like patrolling this area? Like what is there? What's going on?
This planet feels like it could be like a military base of some kind.
Hmm. And everyone's just blind. Yeah, something's going on this planet and we need to find out more because in episode 2 they mentioned something about the planet, but we'll get that when we talk about episode 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel, but I we do end up leaving the planet. Now, a lot of people are blaming Wim for them leaving the planet, like getting yeeted off the planet. Who do you blame? Because there's a couple
When
options. There's a couple options.
he's, why did he have to keep pushing buttons?
True. That part irritated me to no end.
Like, I want the droid to spank him every time he steps out of line because he is 100% making the situation worse for everyone.
Hmm. I agree. I
I would like to
agree.
just yeet him into space.
Me too. Me too. Sadly, he's our main
And
character.
what's the deal with the nobody believes that this planet exists,
I
which is
know.
what makes me think military base.
Yeah, you know what? Yes.
For
And
what
we
side of it? Do not know.
right.
But
We're gonna jump into that in just 1 second because I have one more thing to say about the question I had about who did it, who's to blame. Neil's the one. Neil's the one that pulled the damn lever that caused the doors to shut behind them. So Neil's to blame too. The boys, they're to blame.
they gotta go.
They gotta
I
go.
know they're not gonna go, but they got to.
Oh, we are bad girlies over here. We are plotting against
Like,
the boys.
I don't really want anything to happen to Niels. I like Niels,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't with them.
I can't with them either. And luckily, we are going to jump into episode 2 now. We take off. We're in fucking hyperspace now.
Oh, what did you think of Daddy trying to get them out? They're going up.
They're all dumb for stepping out on like the ship while it's moving. They're all dumb for that. All 4 of them. We're all up on that ship. Help us. The ship is moving, girls.
Also, how did the dad find them so easily?
I don't know. That's
That
actually a
also
fair point.
that also makes me think some kind of base.
Something because we've seen droids all over this area now, multiple of
And
them, and they're always questioning people when they see them, like, "What you doing here? What you doing?"
it reminds me too. I remember go back to Ahsoka. Nobody thought Peridia existed.
Uh huh.
And well, obviously it did.
Right.
But that makes me wonder, maybe this planet is lost.
Maybe or forgotten about, but I think it's because of the
Possibly.
planet. I think it's because of the planet itself.
But like Weens was clearly going, hey, Jedi. What made him think that was a Jedi temple?
I don't know. I mean, to me, it didn't look like one.
Which
I
makes me wonder if Jedi were on that planet at some point.
That one makes sense. That's why it's hidden, and it's stayed hidden. No ships are meant to go in or out because the robot said to the dad that there's no way a ship would have left or whatever their
Out
exact
of the
lines
orbit or
were.
whatever it said.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's super suspect.
super suspect, and
And
will
that
be.
school with the exams, it looked like a military school of some kind.
And the fact that the exams basically decided what you do for the rest of your life is crazy.
That's something else I don't like.
I didn't like that either.
I don't. I'm I'm interested,
Oh, for sure. We're and then we'll find
but
out hopefully eventually. Maybe the kids will find out about their planet when they're off the planet.
maybe the I don't know his name yet, so I'll just Jude Law.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll educate them.
Maybe. We hope so. Let's jump right into the episode 2. Way out past the barrier, episode 2. We've jumped into hyperspace now and
Twice.
twice. Yes, twice. And how did this episode actually was really good. How did we feel about it? What are our thoughts?
I enjoyed this episode.
Me too.
Now, there's things on this planet that have me, like the starport, was it?
Mhm.
Had me even a little, I'm kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen? Um, let's see. We got there. What did you think of the little monkey dude that drove
Like
them?
well, the first time they encountered him, I was like, just pay the I don't what did he even do? I don't know.
I think so they couldn't port.
without paying him.
They basically, so they couldn't take the ship in fully.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like the transport into the spaceport.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. I was just like, pay the little thing, pay the little guy, whatever.
I thought it was funny. He was like, "Woo!" He was so excited.
He yeeted off that
He
screen.
yeeted himself
He
right
was
out.
yeeting off the screen, but I kind of wanted to kick him out of the way a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But there's a lot of interesting characters on this planet. There was a lot going. I mean, planet, the port. There was a lot going
It
on
was
the
kind of
port
like
itself. A space
I would,
cantina.
well, it kind of reminded me of our world, like a truck stop.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a sketchy truck stop
Mm-hmm. It was a pirate
for, yeah.
for pirates.
Also, like, why did they think that was the place to go?
Well,
This
SN33 is
pirate droid guy that they're with, useless.
no, yeah. Well, they told him to go.
Useless.
Well, firstly, before we even get there, because it happened right after this, but I just wanted to comment on the fact that I loved Fern's stand up against the droid. Like, I killed your captain. I was like, you get him, girl.
That makes
You
me
get.
your captain.
Yes, I loved that scene. Loved that. She's an icon and she is a leader, girl. Wim, sit the fuck down. You ain't no leader, girl.
Miss Wims, there's a reason Fern took control of the ship.
Because she knows what she's talking about. Well, she has a mama that taught her what to. Her mama is a leader, and so is she.
Yeah, because
But
you said the mama is a proctor.
yeah, she's She's on the higher end of the planet.
I'm wondering, circling back to episode 1 for a quick second, maybe Wim's dad and Fern's mom, they're gonna go look for them.
I could see that. I do not see Neil's family coming or any of them.
Neil's family's just enjoying their bubble bath.
Oh my god. And then maybe we'll get KB parent. I don't know, but I definitely think you're right. I think the dad, Fern's mom, and Wim's dad are going to go try to find them. Which, where would you even go? You got the whole galaxy. Like, where do you go? That's. Ooh. But yes, so
Will
your
they be
question.
alive when they find them?
I don't know. Well, they'll be Jedi by the time they find them at this point.
Yeah, that's interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we got to that planet, what did the stupid children do? They broke up.
They broke up. They broke up, which Fern literally said that stay together. We're literal children. And none of them stayed together. KB went on her own, and then the boys went elsewhere.
Didn't the boys like go for? It seemed like they went right for food.
Yeah, they went for a snickety snackety, and KB went to this animal vendor that had some. That scene was really gorgeous, by the way,
Whatever.
color wise.
I love, like, so far I'm loving the set work for this.
Yes, yes.
Like, yeah, that spaceport was,
It looks really neat. So
yeah.
cool. Everything
And
was cool.
then KB is off with animals.
Yep.
What do you think the lady's motive is?
I liked her. I wrote down that I really liked her. I do think she was trying to help them. Because if you like look around the scenery, what's going on in the characters at the port, there's no children there.
No.
And I'm wondering if something bad happened to her as a child. Maybe she
That
got
lady was kind
enslaved.
of sus, though.
I don't know. I think she was. I liked her. I didn't get sus. And she actually made the comment that I wanted to bring up about how, like, well, I don't know, actually, maybe she wasn't, but she mentioned at end, and she was like, be serious. Be serious. And she did say something about the treasure, right? She was the one that commented about the treasure on at end or whatever the comment was. I can't think of the line right now.
Yeah, she was the one who was like, that place doesn't exist.
Yeah, she was like, so you're telling me you're from the planet of treasure?
It was like eternal treasure or something.
Yeah. And what
What
is on
in
this
the
planet,
Indiana Jones is
which
this?
which everyone was kind of acting similarly at the port about at, and they're like, and you're like, what?
Like, even the boys had said it in that restaurant. Ooh, my
Ooh,
stomach's turning just from the look of that food. The
yes.
whole, um, he was like, where did you get these? Because, like, they handed him the credits and he was like, ooh, where did these come from?
Mm-hmm. And then they were all trying to steal it, and then
Right.
it was scary. Honestly, that scene was terrifying.
But
It-
so, what did they said something like, that place doesn't exist or whatever, be serious,
Mhm.
I believe. And yeah, everybody thinks Akanikinik is a joke.
They think it doesn't. They think it's a fairy tale, basically. Like it's not real. Like they've heard about it, but what is that exactly? Like, what are we talking about?
A fairy tale?
Yeah, and I don't know what that means, and I'm very curious to know, or if we ever find out what the treasure is this planet is holding that everyone keeps talking about. Is that why there are droids everywhere on the planet walking around? Like, does like the government of this planet know what's on the
That's
planet?
where that's where this planet was like. So I think I said it multiple times. It was giving Andor
Mm-hmm.
with a mix of Coruscant.
Mm-hmm. Right. I agree.
So I don't know what like where did that big hole in the ground come from where the ship was located?
Right. Was it like a waterway? Like why was it so random?
And they couldn't climb up it.
No. No, no, it was too steep. But like what was the point of this?
What are you
There's like
hiding?
we have a book of questions.
And they better get answered
Yeah.
because I don't know where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Star Wars version of the Goonies.
Yeah. 100%.
And
I
that's
don't know
where
where it's
I
going
was
either.
getting the 80s vibe. It's because it was reminding me of Goonies. There were
Mm-hmm.
pirates.
The children by themselves.
Speaking of pirates,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Piper.
Why are these people unbothered? Like the whatever his name was, the pirate robot that has no eye.
Oh, the SN-33.
You
He
will
came in
not touch
clutch.
my captain.
Came in clutch. He came in super clutch. He busted them up, and I was like, "Girl, girl."
But he seen when we were on that planet in the spaceport, we seen the wolf guy,
Yep.
and
We
we
saw
know
a couple other characters, but
Wolf Dude was in um episode 1.
yes. Yep.
And that's the other thing with the pirates or whatever, you're looking at if that is the same ship
Mm-hmm.
as the one that got raided in episode 1, if that's the same ship, how did the other dudes get off?
I have no idea. There again, this and that pirate ship that we saw at the beginning of episode 1 was massive as hell. Massive, big, ginormous. Where was it? Why didn't we see it when they were docking in? Like,
that's what I'm like. That is kind of sus to me.
right.
Like, how did you guys survive?
Right. How did you get here? Hey girlie, how are you here? And it was like a small group of pirates that we did see from that ship in episode 1. But where was the mascot? Because I didn't see him. Now I don't know, maybe I missed him? Or there's a theory. Here's a theory. Now we're back to conspiracy hour here. I saw something that there's a conspiracy saying the masked man from the first episode is Judd Law that we saw in the cell at the end of the episode.
That would not actually surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I was kind of shocked when I saw that earlier, and I was like, oh, that's
Now, why could he? Obviously the Force, but was he in the jail too with them?
Yeah. Well, he was in the same exact cell.
So
I don't know. That's something that I want to talk about. Do we think that he's playing the kids, or do we actually think he's going to help them? Like, do we think he's playing him and he's a pirate for real, or
a Jedi pirate?
at this point, who knows? Yes, yeah, Jedi pirate, add it in, baby.
I don't know.
I don't know, but it is crazy to me that the kids get taken by the. Oh, I have to say this first. Hopefully, SM-33 gets fixed. Ripperoni, baby. He got shot, and the little rat came out of his eye.
Because that little rat thing gave me the heebie-jeebies.
It gave me the heebie-jeebies too, but when Neil saved it after SM-33 got shot, I was like, oh my god, I can't. I thought it was funny too that they try to use the rat to get the key at first to unlock the gate of the jail gate.
But so this is what's kind of sus about that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
If he could get the key all along,
Mm-hmm.
why was he in the jail?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? If
Hello?
you've right, because he had stated that he had been in there for a long time. Why didn't you just get the key already? There's something really weird going on. Extremely weird. And I'm thinking maybe this conspiracy about this man being the masked man is something. Maybe
Yeah, I definitely feel like something sus is happening, especially with like I sure as fuck wouldn't want to be sitting in a cell.
no.
If I could force grab the
The
key,
key. Mm-hmm.
I would have been out of there.
Same.
Not
100%.
waiting for children.
No. So I don't know. I don't know if there's something dark going on with that. Like does he sense the kids are force sensitive? Is he snatching them up to sell them to like I don't know, a Sith Lord? Or to I don't know, Inquisitors? I don't know.
That mask dude was giving Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%. And maybe is he an Inquisitor himself? Because Inquisitors were Jedi before.
Right.
Oh shit! That opens another can of worms. Is this man an Inquisitor himself? Whoa!
Something is definitely up.
And then we see him grab that key, snatch it up, and then that's the end of the episode. We need more now. We need more.
I can't wait for next week.
I know. I hope we have a lot of questions now, and I hope they get answered because there's a lot going on now. We just opened a lot of worms. A lot of cans just opened up. There's a worm over there and over there.
There's one of those little rats from the horror robot.
There's a rat! Look over there! It's a rat! Oh my gosh.
I don't, yeah, I like where it's going.
Me too.
I hope it stays on this
Directory?
trajectory.
Directory? I know what you're trying to say, but I obviously can't say it either. My brain also is kind of broken.
But where are we going to be next week?
Where?
Because they grab the key.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get off that planet, though.
They have their ship. I'm assuming they're going to use their ship. The kids' ship, I'm assuming.
Because, yeah, I don't know. Because I'm trying to think. Yeah, we're probably where we go once we get on the ship is the question. I think Wynn doesn't want to go home. He wants that adventure.
Yeah.
I wonder if the chick will come with them.
I hope so. I doubt it, but I liked the character.
Also, whose ship did they get thrown onto in the jail? Where is this jail?
Where is it on the? Is it at the port? Do they have a jail in the port? At the port?
Is it someone's ship?
I would think it would be, but I genuinely have no idea. I do want episode 3 now because I want some of our questions to be answered.
This is Disney Star Wars. They're probably not going to give us answers right away.
You're right. No. But yeah, those are all my notes. Any final thoughts? Do we have anything else to say? It was a good 2 episodes, I'd say.
Yeah, I like where it's going. I definitely have quite a few questions that I would like answered. Are they going to try to go home? Or are we going elsewhere now?
I think that my opinion is that they're going to want to go home, but they're going to keep being pushed in a different direction. Like, they're going to get pushed further and further away from that idea because now that there's this other character with them, the pirates are going to come after them. So I don't think they're going to have the opportunity to go home because they're going to have to, like, bounce immediately. They're going to have to leave quick. And I don't know what this guy's motive is or where he's going to take them, but he's going to be like, I have an idea.
And Wynn's going to fangirl because, ooh, you could force grab something.
Teach me
the way.
Right. And I think he does teach them. But who knows? We
will next week.
We will next week, and we're gonna like come back to that. Catch us next week,
y'all. I'll have more detailed notes probably next week. I definitely want to do a little bit of research prior to next week because I do want to know where in the timeline we are. I want to know, is that lightsaber that he's actually been carrying around all along an actual saber? And if so, whose saber is it?
Yes. I don't know. I do not know. We will find out.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this show. I'm glad that Star Wars people are not drinking that haterade.
They might start. They might be
I mean,
starting.
if Wim and his friend get any more annoying,
Bye, girlies. Yeah, bye, girlies. But yes, we will see. I think
let
we are
us know
all.
your guys' thoughts in the
Yes.
comments.
Yes, please leave your comments and thoughts down below about the first two episodes. This is going to wrap up this week's episode, but catch us next week where we talk about season 3 or episode 3. Whoops. Bye, y'all. Bye. And until next time, Anchorites, and thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Chaos Chronicles. Feel free to check the links below for our TikTok, Instagram, and much more. And what were your thoughts on this week's episode? How did you feel about what happened in this week's universe? We would love to hear from you. Please leave your comments down below. And until next time, once again, I'm Dusty, and this is my co pilot, Jordyn, and we are Chaos Chronicles. Thank you so much for watching.